Page 5 of the Vanguard. By the way, you can watch on Facebook and on YouTube right now, Nigeria Info 99.3. You can go to our Facebook page, Nigeria Info 99.3, or our YouTube channel, Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live on those two platforms as we speak right now. You can also let us know what you think on our Twitter page as well, at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. You can give a mention to at Jimi Disu on Twitter as well as you drop your comment. Vanguard newspaper, page 5. Wave of attacks threatening Nigeria's existence. National Assembly.
Yes, and I wish the National Assembly had listened to your program this morning. It was a very sad morning to wake up to hear people wailing on national radio, talking about how bad things are, how dinner has have to extend your dinner to breakfast and stuff like that. It completely destabilized me. Apart from the wave of attacks, and what is also threatening Nigeria is severe poverty, severe hunger, and you don't get a sense that you don't get that there's a sense of urgency in our leaders to tackle this problem immediately. They're all interrelated, though. They're all interrelated. But even from the rhetoric alone, everything is political. Everything is them and us. Everything is saboteurs. Everything, and we have, you have a lot of boastful things without any sense that the real issue is going to be tackled. I mean, in the midst of hunger, look at we're fighting ourselves on how we want to conduct the sale of cows and so on and so forth. Nigeria is in a much bigger mess than a wave of attacks is one, but there's so many, and the one that bothers me the most is hunger. Just this morning in the papers, I heard that the dollar on the black market is almost like 500 to 1. In my own lifetime, I bought 1 to 1. In fact, in my own lifetime, I bought 1 naira for about 1,000, 1 naira for, I've forgotten, for about $2 or something like that. It was almost double. Now it's almost going to 500 to 1. And we don't see these things being addressed. We don't see it in the rhetoric. We don't see it in the attitude. And it's quite sad. It's quite sad. How we are going to bear this for another 2 years, I honestly don't know. And I'm talking from my heart now. How we are going to be able to bear this for the next 2 years is going to be some kind of magic. Because when there is hunger, things usually come to beg, borrow, steal. You made a reference to me this morning, but you didn't give me the copyright about how some colleague asked you.
That's right.
Get every day, it is demand from people. I mean, people even tell you to send 3,000, 2,000. For them to. So you now have to go to your computer, find a way to. I mean, it's becoming worse by the day. Worse by the day. I think that it would be nice if our politicians dropped all their political leanings and whatever. Our governors, the president, and they lock themselves up on a Saturday and Sunday and come out with a concrete plan to tackle poverty, which is even worse than wave of attacks. To be honest with you, we need to do that quite quickly. The level of poverty is becoming impossible. Impossible. I mean, if a man earns like 50,000 a month, and most people don't earn that, and it's going to cost him, first of all, with 50,000, it's going to cost him maybe 25 or 30,000 to get to work. What is left? What is left? And if that is a man, I keep saying that a permanent secretary on his salary cannot send 2 children to private school. He cannot. Where is he going to? That's why everybody's hands are in the cookie jar. If your hand can't get into the cookie jar, you stretch your hands below the cookie jar. The crumbs that that fall into it, you manage that. Everybody is on the hustle. Everybody is on the prowl. Everybody is looking for an extra buck. And these are the things that should really and truly concern us. But we are not showing those signs. Nothing. You get a few rhetoric here and there that you can see are just drops from the mouth but not from the heart. But nothing concrete you can see being done. Next thing now, they start reading out figures. Oh, in Benin Kebbi, the farmers are producing. We are talking reality here now. We're not talking figures. And this is not for a government to go on defense. Rather look for how to alleviate poverty. For crying out loud. It's very sad and very frightening. Very, very frightening. The consequences of which I'd rather not state on radio, so it doesn't look as if one is inciting certain persons. But it's very frightening.
Let's cross over to the Nation newspaper, page 3 of the Nation. Why Buhari didn't attend Atahiru's funeral by presidency.
Sheriff. Yes, remember which of the Kenya. Sheriff, I'd like to authenticate this story one more time.
Okay.
I think I'd like our press people to please put a call through to Garba Shehu to ask if he said what I'm going to read. This is what Garba Shehu said, the reason why the president didn't attend Atahiru's funeral. He said, he's quoted as having said, I was in Europe myself on an assignment, and I have not spoken to the president on this matter. But let me give you just one example. And I want you to listen. It says, the president is somebody who is very concerned about the safety and well-being of ordinary Nigerians on the streets. Do you know why he now prays his Jumat in the State House and doesn't go to the National Mosque? It's because he doesn't like this idea of closing roads, security men molesting people on the road for the president to have the right of way. These are the small things to many people, but they're important for President Buhari. So it is a mourning situation, and the president didn't want to take away attention from that. So it's because of this traffic situation, not wanting to close the roads. So that is what Garba Shehu is said to have said. I would like this authenticated before I can give a remark. In fact, if by the time it is authenticated anyway, I might have just lost interest in it. But I have no comment on this for now until it is authenticated.
Hypothetically,
I have no comment because.
Let's say hypothetically he said it.
Let's say if he said it. I don't believe he said it. He couldn't have. This couldn't have come from the SSA president on the media. It's impossible. I'd like it to be authenticated. In fact, it's a pity I would have loved to put him online to ask him, sir, okay, did you say this? That the president didn't go to Atahiru's burial because he didn't want to cause a traffic. Excuse me. He couldn't have said it.
Okay.
There is no way this could have come from him. Do you think he said it?
Maybe you're right.
He couldn't.
Would you have been disappointed?
If he had said it,
yeah.
He couldn't have.
I wouldn't have been disappointed.
No, you wouldn't have been disappointed. No, well, that's you. But I don't believe he could have said it.
Okay.
The SSA media to the president would have said, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I would like it. I want to be extra careful.
Think somebody compares spare parts to
This is not in the realm of.
I mean that no, but that's as ridiculous as the ridiculous in itself can get.
No, Sheriff. Wait, I'd like this thing reconfirmed.
Oh, Jimmy, you are giving too much credibility to.
No. In all honesty, I can't. I mean, I've handled this kind of function at the age of 32, when I was head of corporate affairs it's called when I was head of corporate affairs in Lever Brothers at the age of 32. So when I talk about these things, I know what I'm talking about. I've handled that's the highest. I was having meetings with my level was almost close to director then. So I've handled this kind of function before. I'm talking from experience.
But
there is no way.
You.
I strongly believe, very strongly, that there is no way.
You are giving too much credibility.
No, I'm not. I know that. No.
You kind of like think that he cannot say it. Like he cannot. There's no way he can say it.
I'd like it to be authenticated, and Nigeria hasn't gotten to that level. I'd like it to be authenticated. Please.
You think we've not?
No, I'd like it. Let somebody put a call through. I mean, there's nothing. Just put a call through for him to say, "Is this what you said?" Okay, let us see. Was it a statement? It was said that he spoke on Arise TV.
Okay.
So,
So you see,
what
the record is there.
the record is there. So you need to go to Arise TV maybe by tomorrow if you can get the clip, and then we'll play it.
We can look for it online.
Yes, we'll play it. Arise will please
I don't
give
want
us.
it to look like I'm witch-hunting somebody.
No, I'm not witch-hunting. No,
we can look for it
I'm
online.
not.
I'm sure the
No,
material
because
is online.
I heard this. To be honest with you, I heard this from yesterday.
Yeah.
But I just believed that it's not possible.
Me. I will now not. I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed. I'm
It
not.
is not-
I
it is-
mean, yeah.
It is not possible.
But they said he said it on Arise.
It's not possible.
You still don't want to believe it.
It's not possible. Hello. It's not possible. I just like it authentic. I don't want to embarrass the poor guy. I just like to be sure that this is what he actually said. Somebody just tell me that, and then I will know what to do. Even if you see it online, how am I sure he's the one? The video.
No, you did not just say that.
No, it's not possible. Let's go on to
You didn't say that.
let's go on to the next. You're looking for it.
Yeah, I'll get it.
You get it. Yes. When you find it, bring it up.
Okay.
By the way, today, ironically, today is Children's Day. Happy Children's Day again. That has nothing to do with what we're discussing. I just want to say Happy Children's Day, to the kids one more time.
You just want to calm down. Just say it. You're upset.
No, it's to all the children.
Okay.
It's been a child by age or by dominion.
I think it's by.
If you refer to somebody as a child, is it by age or by what?
Maybe by action sometimes. That's why the word like childlike, exists.
Oh, I see. Well, to all the children, both adults and small ones. Well, let me move on. I don't want.
Page 10 of the Vanguard says, "Our cost politicians frustrating Yoruba agenda." Gani Adams.
Gani Adams, you don't say things like this in public. You don't say things like this in public. Somebody needs to educate some of our agitators to know that they must exercise restraint and maturity.
And these are the people that want their own nations.
This is the people that want their own nation. You will say you want a nation, and you want us to look at the way you behave. So as a leader, you'll not be saying you'll be cursing people. In fact, that's hate speech on its own. Let's temper things down a little bit. And again, I also want to use this opportunity to please tell the likes of Gani Adams and Igboho to get a very strong legal advisor who can advise them on very critical issues before they go public. Gani Adams says, as the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba, I have put in close to 3 decades. Now, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò is a chieftaincy title. It has no place in the constitution, so it has no authority in reality. And in these days, an Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò or any other chieftaincy in that case is usually honorary. No, there's no Kiriji war, anything of that nature. You don't have those things. So these things, when Abiola was, it was just by sheer providence because he was also into politics like that, Akintola, So we need to get these things clear. They do not come with any authority, except maybe in our traditional circles, a bit of authority here and there. Second thing we need to understand is, you might have the desire to have an Oduduwa Republic, but you can't force it on other people. You can't force it on other people. And even though he says that they've been betrayed by this, betrayed by that, of course, all of us know what a lot of this game is all about. So I wasn't surprised when he made reference that some of them had started getting contracts from federal government, and those might then reply that, oh, okay, but you also, you had a rally in support of President Jonathan during the elections, and that it might not have come for free. So essentially, these gentlemen need to be managed by those who know. Whether you like it or not, they need to be managed. And because I can see them slipping quietly into trouble, bit by bit. They need to be advised. Igboho, all of them, in fact, all the other groups, even Professor, what's his name now? Akintoye. Yes, they need to be properly advised. You cannot force your views on other people. Neither can you claim a mandate that has not been given to you. That is very, very clear. Some people might even want an Oduduwa Republic. They might be looking forward to it. It could be your behavior that will put them off. So let's all be careful. Like I said, aspirations are justified as long as they are done within the ambits of the law and reasonable behavior. So to hear that I'm going to be cursing people, there's no space for that in public talk in our current dispensation. This could jolly well translate to be hate speech. And nobody is above the law. We shouldn't get carried away. And we should also remember that in future we could have an Oputa panel that is judicial, meaning you could be called 20 years from now to come and account for something you said or something you did. You understand? So my to both himself, Igboho, and Kanu, all these people, be careful. And the world is completely intolerant of anything that would lead to violence. And like I said, there's no time limit. You could be called. Look at the way some people were embarrassed during the Oputa panel. The dreaded Mustafa, for example. The day the policeman caught me with whatever in my with posters in my boots during the Abiola struggle. When they caught me with the Kende Bank beton. Well, I didn't. Me, I not be general, but I not do the thing inside my trust. I was just calm. I went to the bank and quietly emptied my account because they said they were taking me to Abuja to go and meet Mustafa. But pull up the Oputa panel, I could have given him an uppercut. You understand what I'm saying? Times change. That also applies to those who are in public office today who believe that they can do as they please and say as they please. There is always judgment day coming. So let's all be careful. Be careful. Be advised. Be advised on what your limits are. Be advised on what your perceived powers are, if any. Be advised. It's very, very important. And you must be tolerant of other views because you put yourself out in the public space. Everybody can't do or think the way you want to.
Right.
So it's very important that this takes place at some point. You haven't found the video?
No, I wasn't even looking for it. But it's there. It's there. I'm sure it's there. It's online.
I don't believe
it's online. Well, someone said on YouTube that it was just an illustration he was giving, not that he was giving. That's what someone said, that he watched the thing, that he was just giving an illustration. He wasn't tying that illustration.
Okay, so what is it? So what if it were true? What has that got to do with the burial? We are asking, why didn't he go for the burial? He could have stopped at saying, I haven't spoken to the president to ask him why.
Simple.
Because you want me to dive into the subject. Because that analogy doesn't hold water. Because let us even assume that he doesn't want to disrupt traffic. He could have had a small mini line in State House with all the paraphernalia of office, vice president, all of them, and paying honor and homage to whatever. Had got a company of soldiers to form a guard or military, whatever, and send him off. Then he can go for the burial privately. But that the president was not in any way at a ceremony is no excuse for me.
Okay, Benson said that it was just giving an illustration that if you listen to the clip very well, he did not say that is the reason for not attending.
But usually when you do that kind of thing, you're alluding to the reason now. That's the way we read these things. That's why I said, you see now, I have wisdom. I said I want to.
Of course you are. Who are you doubting yourself? Of course, plenty.
My brother, the embarrassments we are getting on a daily basis now, is so mind-boggling that, and I was on Wazobia TV yesterday.
Yeah, I
was a guest on their program.
I saw you, and
I said that if you carry a man to the ward of hospital in Yaba, put a normal man, you put him in the ward of 50 people. By the time you close the door in that community, who is the madman? Who will be the madman? Is that single person? And I refuse to. I'm going to.
You kept saying something on that show. Kept saying one thing that you are.
I'm what?
You're something. I can't remember now.
when you remember. I know, but I won't remind you.
Okay. All right. I said I would ask you, but you kept referring to that
No,
one.
I know the video is out there, so people can go see it.
Okay. All right.
That small section was even tweeted. Go to my Twitter handle. You find
Oh,
it there.
fantastic. Fantastic. Someone said, what bloody illustration. Please, let's not condone the constant embarrassment and careless talk by these government officials. That's Kem Ada on YouTube. Let's go to page 11. Page 11 says, there's this story here. Lawsuit Sanwo-Olu to constitute new governing council.
The governor has embarrassed us in this situation, and a very simple exercise. Out of 5 professors, choose one. See where it has gotten us. I believe that any of the 5 people could have been appointed VC anyway. And in spite of all the things he could have referred to that made him cancel the exercise, I still believe that any of the 5 he could have managed the such a person for one time to keep the good job that Fagbon. By the way, there's this gentleman that has this video making the rounds, and he said something about the university and how Fagbon, spoiled and designated or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think he's been misinformed. Fagbon is one of the best universities VCs I've seen in my lifetime. It's there for you to see. It is there for you to see. It's not just rhetoric. Go ask, go find out. If anything at all, within 3 months, the man was able to clear the backlog of close to 15 years of certificates. If anything at all. And you need to go and see the development. He also said Fagbon will chop money. I don't know anything about that. I'm not an auditor. But nobody in my lifetime can come out and say Fagbon did not do well in Lasso, and I'm not picking a fight with him. Governor, this is very embarrassing, and it's your people that caused this. We'll tell you straight to your face. It's your politicians that they should take their hands off some of these things. It's disgraceful. Why is it so difficult for us to appoint a vice chancellor to and by the way, I'm not one of those who believes that a vice chancellor must be of Lagos. I'm from Lagos State on both sides, but I don't believe the vice chancellor of LASU should be a Lagosian. I believe the best person. What are we talking about? We want our children educated. Are we going to say if we have a first class professor who can take the university to greater heights, will deny him just because he's a Lagosian? I don't believe in that. So this idea of calling the Shogun of the traditional rulers to come and talk to the governor about this and that, the governor should have looked them in the face and say to them, we want the best for our children. El-Rufai has a Yoruba man as I think as a commissioner or special assistant. Yeah. Why do we keep doing these things? I'm not one of those. I'm sorry, my fellow Lagosians, this time around, I'm not. If a Lagosian is found suitable, fine. Because you have loads of people who are employed there that some of them are not, one or two might not even be Nigerians. You didn't tell them at the time they were coming to the university that is part of the law setting of the university, they could go trade their whatever somewhere else. Nobody does that. I'm sure that the vice chancellor of Oxford or Cambridge University might not even be an Englishman, might not. I'm not saying he's not, might not be. Let's get this out of our system. When it comes to certain things, you do. So if we had a first-class Ghanaian professor, we won't make him a vice chancellor of a Nigerian university. I don't believe in such things. But this process was truncated mainly by the governor's associates, his fellow politicians. They were the ones, and then other people now came into the. We hear that there was an interest in a particular candidate. I don't understand some of these things. I don't want to go personal. But please, let's sort this thing out, because most importantly, beside all this politicking, we want a university that we can be proud of. We want a university that we want our children well educated and well exposed.
So the video has been sent to you.
By who? Where?
By people listening. It's right here in front of us.
And let's hear what he said.
We should hear it.
Yes.
This is courtesy.
Is this the man?
Yes, this is Garba Shehu.
But I can't. I'm using my reading glasses, so I can't.
You can't see where.
I can't see. But let's even hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay. Let's listen. Courtesy Arise TV.
On assignment.
But let's even hear it.
I have not spoken to the president on this.
Listen.
But let me give you just one example. The president is somebody who is so concerned about the safety and well-being of ordinary Nigerians on the streets. Do you know why he now prays his Jumu'at in the State House? He doesn't go to the National Mosque. because he doesn't like this idea of closing roads, security men molesting people, innocent people on the roads, for the president to have the right of way. These are small things for many people, but they're important for President Muhammadu Buhari. So it's a mourning situation, and the president didn't want to take away attention from that.
Very good. So, okay. So it wasn't an example. He said it was mourning. I'm lost for words. I won't say anything. Let's go on. You won.
I didn't win.
No, you won.
What
okay, so he said it, but I'm lost for words. I don't understand the logic. I don't understand the reasoning. I'm completely embarrassed, both as a Nigerian and as a journalist and as an educated person. I don't understand what has gone on here.
How will the president's presence take away the attention from?
I don't want to waste. I don't want us to waste
trying to dissect that.
Trying to dissect it. Let's leave it where it is.
Okay. We have to go though. What's coming up at 9? I'm sorry, talk now. What's coming up at 9? Don't be angry.
You know that in the midst of all the myriad of problems that we have, we don't get things that even tend to want to encourage us to give confidence in those that lead us. It's painful. Anyway, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to have kids in the studio, and they'll just sit back and have fun. So don't bother to call in. We are not taking calls. Today's Children's Day. We're just going to sit back, have fun with the kids. About 4 or 5 of them, and the 2 little ones that call me Jimi Disu. It's Children's Day. Children is fun. That's the best time of your life.
Yeah.
I thank Nigeria for my in my childhood. It was beautiful. I was in the same school with the Prime Minister's son and Aguiyi Ironsi's daughter. So from that, and you know, the school was in the military compound. We had fun, and that is why we find it. Some of us find it so painful.
Okay, we must go now.
Okay,
don't start your program.
No, I won't start my program.
All right, Jim will be back at 9. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Many thanks to MTN.
You know that feeling when you keep downloading and streaming interesting videos, but your mind keeps whispering, "Continue, your pockets go here." But not anymore. When you subscribe to
Nigeria Info, we are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.